Hello YouTube, the Items Found back here again. Today I'm going to be telling you about 23 more scams that I didn't cover in my last video that are more common now. Now, not all of these are new, but I should just go over them to where you know to stay protected. So, this video will be long and I do apologize about that. But let's dig in. The first scam has actually become a little more popular, but it is actually a prostitution scam. Yes, that is literally a thing. So what it'll be is somebody will message you, probably on something like Facebook or something like that, and they'll tell you basically they'll come over to your house and do you know what, and then but you have to pay them a certain fee, and then you'll never see the person actually show up on your front door, because guess what? The person is not really local at all. It's just somebody probably from India or something like that who wants to take your money. Number 2 is actually a Google Voice scam. And what happens is if you go to Facebook Marketplace or something like that and you want to sell something, somebody will talk to you about the item and say, hey, is this still available, or just a casual question like that. Then they'll eventually get to where you need them to activate your Google Voice numbers. Well, Google Voice, in case you don't know, is like Google's own free calling app. But in order to activate Google Voice, you need a valid US number to verify. But if you're you're really in the US, you can go ahead and activate. You just have to press the code. But then this means that scammers can now imitate calls from the US, and also to scam more people. And this also means that they can imitate calls from this also means that they can get bank accounts up, which could also be used for scams. So just know about that. And by the way, most of these scams I'm going to talk about in this video scammers will either A, to ask you for a ridiculous amount of money, B, they'll try to get your bank account info to get into your bank account to take your money, or C, they'll install malware on your device. So just beware of that. Number 3 is actually a more common type of scam that has gotten popular over the past month, but then has gone down a little bit, but I just wanted to warn you about it. It's the free trial is over scam. What happens with this scam is that after you're free, you'll come up with most likely an email telling you that your free trial my dad got those emails from Norton all the time, but this might vary. But you'll get an email from a service saying that that your free trial is expiring, that you're about to be charged a certain amount of money for it, and then you need to call this number to resolve it. So once you call that number, it'll have you either do 2 things. Number 1, it'll ask for your bank account login information to make this to cancel it or something like that, but then they'll just go and steal your money. Or B, they'll actually lead you to their website, but then you'll have to download this Excel file to supposedly confirm the signature. But then it'll obviously be in only view mode. But then you'll need to edit it, which then will install malware onto your computer. And in case you don't know what malware is, it's basically going to try to steal all your data to where scammers can then go on the dark web and sell it for huge amounts of money. So, okay. Number 4 is a free air/heat upgrade. So this works on the phone or in person. So if they do it over the phone, they'll call you and say hi, that this is your free air upgrade and stuff, or a heat upgrade or something like that to your air or heat system. And that they'll either try to get some personal information out of you, probably try to hack into your bank account and take your money, or there are actually people in person who will do this, to where they'll claim to be people, to where they'll claim to be the air conditioning guy or something, and that they'll need to go ahead and install a system. Well, that is also a scam, because they're going to either try to steal something or else check what security you have on your house, to where they can later rob you. And this, by the way, happens with all sorts of scams, like electricity. They can pretend to be from your electricity company or your power or the plumbing company or whatever. But that's actually a big scam, because they'll do the same exact thing. So always just ask for a valid ID for work, for their office or something like that. Mom's on the phone, by the way. Now, number 5 is your sell your house scam, where you can get cash for your home, basically. Now, I do have legit websites like this, but they also have fake websites like this, and not all these scams I know outcomes of, by the way, so I'm not sure about this outcome, but like I said at the beginning of the video, it'll probably be one of the 2 that I mentioned. Number 6 is actually website imitations, to where you'll most likely be invited on these from email, and then what it'll do is it will go ahead and from links and emails, well, then it'll try to either number 1 get your login info, and number 2 is try to do something like take your money or something. But in reality, it will actually just go ahead. But in reality, what the scam will do is, and this also happens, for example, if you accidentally spell a name of some sort for like some of those brands or some companies or something that are normally hard to spell, to where you'll just pay for a certain product, but you're not really going to get it. So just beware of that. And I know not everybody has good enough eyes to be able to catch all the URL, make sure it's exact. Just beware, for we all need to look out for stuff like that. And I have them all written down on my iPad, so I keep on locking it. Number 7 is the fake ID scam, which is basically if you try to get a fake ID, to buy alcohol or whatever, to make it seem like you're older than you actually are, or for legal activity or whatever. You can supposedly get them from websites, but in reality that is a scam, probably try to take your money or get into your bank account. But at least you're not going to go to jail for 10 years. Number 8 is this money recover scam, which is basically if you ever, they'll claim to be that if you've ever gotten scammed before online, they can go ahead and recover your money back, but that's also a scam. Number 9 is a stealed Apple device scam. Now, if you are an Apple collector, like there are actually people like myself who collect old Apple devices, like this iPhone 3GS right here, which I just randomly grabbed from a drawer, and this iPhone 5C. Like there are people who do this, and like many collectibles, if you ever collect anything, you'll know that sealed stuff has more value. To where there will be these listings claiming to be from on eBay to try. They'll either be for particularly cheap for sealed models, or else they'll just be the normal price for sealed models. That is actually a scam, because in reality the devices are not new. They're probably either cheap Chinese refurbished units or just not brand new, and they probably want to get your money for that way too. Because, for example, they have this one YouTuber came across this ITWY. He's a great YouTuber, subscribe to him, but he came across this eBay listing for an iPod Touch 5th generation steel that was like $90, and normally go for around $50 to $60 used. Yes, I know it's very expensive, but in reality, that's probably a scam to hustle you for your money, since they're most likely cheap Chinese refurbished units. Number 10 is actually the voice assistant scam. This is actually a very complex scam. So if you ask somebody like Siri or Alexa or Google Assistant to basically call a local mechanic, for example, but then there are these scammers who actually pay to advertise in search engines to go ahead and pay to where, and since voice assistants can't tell the difference between ads and real things, it'll call a number from the ad and then you'll get scammed. So it's best just to avoid asking voice assistants to call local stuff like that, for being honest. And the number 11 is actually this call disconnect scam, which is also very complex. So it will claim to be your bank, claim that there's something wrong with, or there's a major issue and that you need to call a number on your back of your card. This only affects people with landlines, by the way. I doubt this happens with cell phones. However, you can never be too careful. So what happens is that it'll ask you to call a number, but however, with landlines in particular, it might ask you, if you hang up but the other person doesn't on a call, then it could stay connected for at least a few seconds or several minutes, and the main reason for this is back before cordless phones were a thing, to where you could hang up on one phone in your room and then go to another. But that is actually a scam because they want to try hustle you for money or whatever, like a typical bank scam. But then you'll call a number, but since the call is not disconnected yet, you'll call your bank supposedly. But then as the call doesn't disconnect, you'll be talking to a scammer. So the best way to do it is the best way to get around this is to go ahead and call a number you know, like your mom, dad, or somebody like that, or a number you actually know. And if you're talking to your bank, then you'll know it's a fake. Number 12 is this Amazon extended warranty scam. And these normally come from emails where we'll basically be getting, it'll ask you if you have an extended warranty for a product or some Amazon product or something like that. But those are normally scams, maybe to get your Amazon login info or just something like that. Or else your money or your bank account info or something like that. So just avoid that. I don't know a lot about that scam. Number 13 is this FedEx scam, which will basically claim to be from FedEx or something like that and say that you have a package that's being delivered to you. And obviously, if you didn't order a package, then you'd be like, oh, I want to track it. And then you can go ahead and track it. But then the link will go ahead and try to install. This normally happens through text, by the way. It'll try to install some malicious software on your phone, is what we'll try to do. Android phones are particularly vulnerable to this, but iPhones, I don't know if they're as vulnerable to this. But you can never be too careful. Or you can't be. And then number 14 is this reward scam, which is basically kind of claimed to be saying that you won the lottery or something, and even though you didn't buy a ticket, you get huge amounts of money or something. But that's normally a scam. Try to get your bank account info or something like that. Number 15 is this hotel/airline point scam. So what this does is it'll imitate an airline company and say, hey, you haven't traveled in a while, your points are about to expire, and that you need to log in to secure points. Well, guess what? That is most likely going to be a scam because they want to try to get your login info to get your travel points. So what the scammer will do is they'll either try to travel and take your travel points, go ahead and travel somewhere, or they will go ahead and, if you go on eBay right now, you can actually buy travel points there, believe it or not. And what it will do is it will go ahead and say where the scammer can get money, obviously. So go log into the airline's websites yourself using your own login info Just search it up or go to their website directly, not the link is in emails, and see for yourself. Number 16 is a rental scam where it'll basically claim to say that you can go rent an apartment somewhere. But in reality, that's just a scam to get your money. And number 17 is a PayPal scam claiming that there's a big issue and that there was a charge or something, even if you haven't used PayPal or something like that, and wire or something like that. And then you'll obviously want to go check it out if you don't remember buying something on eBay or whatever. And then really what they want to do is just try to get your PayPal info to where they can go spend your money. Number 18 is a sugar daddy scam, which will basically claim to be somebody who is really in love with you, but then they'll go ahead and ask, hey, are you having financial issues, baby, or something like that. And then what it'll do is it'll try to go ahead and get your ass to pay some money or something like that. So just know no one online will help you with your financial issues. Number 19 is this Bitcoin scam, which will basically be scams saying that you can invest Bitcoin or something, but in reality they want you to give them money, or they'll hustle you for your money or something like that. So the best way to avoid this is to just not post anything about Bitcoin on social media, because my dad posted something about Bitcoin investing or whatever on his Twitter, and bam, he got a direct message from somebody saying that he can help with his Bitcoin investments. Number 20 is this gadget repair scam, which will basically be eBay listings saying that if you ship your phone to this address or something, or a tablet to this address or something, they can go ahead and fix it for you. But in reality, those are scams, because what they want to do is take your money and the device itself. And I would if you live deep in the country or something, or if you don't have any stores around you, nor can you ship your device to Apple for some reason and need repair, I would definitely recommend getting ultra suspicious. And I would always get weary of questions like, hey, what's your ID password? Or hey, please eliminate your iCloud lock or something, because they actually have this thing on Apple devices called iCloud lock, where if you don't sign out of iCloud Find My iPhone ahead of time, your device will be locked and useless. I'm not sure why Apple does this, but in Android is a similar thing too, called Google Lock. But it will basically try to but then the device can actually be used and sold for huge amounts of money. Number 21 is an unpaid bill scam, where they'll basically call you or email you or something like that, and they'll say you have an unpaid bill and that you need to go ahead and pay it. Well, that's obviously a scam, because they obviously want your money. Number 22 is your iPhone has a virus scam. This one's actually fairly new, but what it does is if you're browsing on the web on your iPhone or iPad or something like that, all of a sudden a random ad might go off or something like that saying that your iPhone has lots of viruses that have been detected by your phone, web browser or something like that, and that you need to click this to remove it. Well, it'll probably try to, number one, get you to install an actual virus on your phone, or it'll try to hustle you for money or something like that, but I'm not sure about that scam, to be honest. Number 23 is, I don't know a lot about this scam, excuse me. Number 23 is actually an Apple Calendar virus scam. This one's very new too. So what it'll do is, if you go into your calendar app on your iPhone, iPad, or Mac, there'll all of a sudden be, it says in targeted Google Calendar, by the way, there'll all of a sudden be all these ads and random such like that, claiming that you need to click these links or something like that to get great deals or something like that. Well, that's actually a scam, and they want to try to get your personal information or something like that, but they actually do this through iCloud, which is why it's number one, best to go into your settings and turn off iCloud calendars. Or even better than yet, it's just best to fill up your iCloud storage, which is very hard since Apple only provides 5 gigabytes. on the free plan. Number 24 is your change bank account scam, which is basically if you are an employer, you'll get an email claiming to be from one of your employees or something like that, or else they'll hack into the email themselves and say that they want you to change the bank account to this bank account when the employer is really giving the money to the scammer. So I would best recommend that. I don't know how corporations can handle this, but I would best recommend to where if employees need to change the bank account or something like that where they get paid in, that you could potentially create a rule that says that you must do this in person to help avoid that. So I know this video is very long, and I do apologize about that. In fact, I think this is the longest video on my channel, but I do apologize about that again. But I hope you all enjoy this video, and please subscribe for more content to me for more content like this and all my social media as well as my website. And by the way, I'll be doing huge changes to my website coming soon next week, I hope. So please subscribe and like this video, and as always, peace out.